And the person that the members have chosen to be that person is Vaughan Gething. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Bore da pawb, a diolch a Carolyn and Joe for the introduction to the event. And thank you to the Welsh Labour staff and the team and the Procedures Committee who have run a typically well-organised campaign. The first thing to do is to pay tribute to Mark. Much has already been said about Mark as a details man, but he was the right leader at the right time in the pandemic. And it is true that we will be forever in his debt to his forensic approach to public policy through that time. But too little is said about the heart that went into it too. The deep and unwavering devotion to fairness, to Wales as a community, as a people, as a fabric of families. At the hardest of times, he made us feel safer, he made us feel proud, and he always made everyone aware that we each have a part to play in our national story. There is no greater legacy than that. Thank you, Mark, for everything that you have done for our party and, more importantly, for our country. And Jeremy. We have been cabinet colleagues, political allies, and once the dust settles again, I hope, firm friends. And I know that Jeremy's candidacy has given a new confidence to thousands of Welsh boys and girls who might otherwise have thought very differently about public life here in Wales. But people won't accept me, or it's just not for me. Those kind of thoughts are ones that you have helped to banish from homes right across Wales. Jeremy, the story that you have told, the example that you've already set, and the ideas that you promoted in this campaign have already helped to change Wales for the better. I look forward to working with you. Thank you to you and to your campaign team for the contest. Diolch yn fawr. I also need to recognise my own excellent campaign team. They came together quickly and at short notice. They left jobs, cancelled holidays, some even came out of retirement. All of them dedicated so much, for which I am so grateful. And to Ken Skates and Jane Bryant, my campaign co-chairs, for your support, guidance, advice and leadership of our team of Senate members, MPs and councillors. Thank you to each and every one of you. Last but by no means least, thank you to all of the Welsh Labour and trade union members who have taken part in this contest. As a Welsh Labour activist for nearly 3 decades, I'm immensely proud to have received support from members of our party and movement across Wales. And of course, as a former trade union steward and employment lawyer, and the Welsh TUC president, receiving support from 6 of our biggest trade unions was truly an honour. But today, we turn a page in the book of our nation's history. A history that we write together. Not just because I have the honour of becoming the first black leader in any European country, but because the generational dial has jumped too. Like Ken and Jane, devolution is not something that I have had to get used to or to adapt to. or to apologise for. Devolution. Welsh solutions to Welsh problems and opportunities is in my blood. It's what I've always known through my adult political life. And that's the same for a growing number of our citizens. And I want us to use this moment as a starting point for a more confident march into the future. A march into the future on behalf of a generation that too often is being asked to pick up the pieces and the bill for those who came before them. In Wales, it often takes the worst times to get the best out of us. In adversity, you can't match us. We'll be there, fighting tooth and nail for the impossible to happen, for the underdog, for the oppressed. When your back's against a wall, you want Welsh people by your side, and we'll be there. It's no coincidence that the NHS has its roots here in Wales. No coincidence the heroism and the solidarity shown through the miners' strike. No coincidence that Welsh people are working around the world to build peace and heal division. In times of strife, we unite, we organise, we succeed. When we see adversity, we act. But what about when it comes to ambition, to raising our sights? Not just knuckling down, but rising up. We can do more. Wales has every right to be confident. Our hyd is no longer enough. Of course we're still here. We have always been here. We always will be here. The question for us today is beth nesa. What is next? Can we answer the call of the generation in waiting to deliver the Wales that they want? A Wales that they want to be proud of. A Wales that we can all be proud of. I believe we can. I set up building blocks of how we'll get there. For a healthy nation, for a place called home, for green prosperity, for ambitious futures, and for a stronger Wales. And I know that we can win the next general election. We can win so that young people no longer feel weighed down by a UK government that has no interest in their future. We can win so that neighbours are not pitted against each other, exhausted by culture wars. We can win so that Wales can take its place at the frontier of a green jobs revolution that fuels new ambition and expands horizons. We can win if we stand together, linking arms to defeat the narrow forces of division that seek to make a warm nation turn cold. That only happens if we sweep the Tories out of office and send Keir Starmer into number 10. We can win, and we must win. Friends, none of us should underestimate the hard work ahead of the work that we must do, and we cannot do it alone. It took a team of 3 million to get through the pandemic. It will take a team of 3 million to recover from it. It will take a team of 3 million to win a brighter future for Wales. I offer a hand of friendship and a listening ear to anyone in the Senedd, anyone in Wales who shares my ambition for our country and wants to get serious about the challenges that we face. I know that delivering on what people need requires listening, not lecturing, restoring trust and recovering dignity in the way that we speak to one another may seem an impossible task in the face of a rising tide of nasty populism that is hungry for a disunited Wales. But Welsh Labour is in the business of making the impossible possible. Across the world, our movement has never backed down from a challenge. Our movement, from the birth of trade unions through 100 years of labour in Wales, has dared not only to dream, but delivered. A safety net for those who have fallen on tough times through no fault of their own. Our NHS, the minimum wage, rights at work, and so much more. None of it imaginable before our movement called for it, organised for it, and delivered it. We did those things together. So I know that we can meet the challenges of today and we can win that better, fairer future that we all deserve. We know it will be tough, but we know that we can only get there together. Friends, let's get to work. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you all very much.